Hi, everyone. I think I'm live. I always am a little uncomfortable and not sure, but it's great to be with you guys today. I'm Paula Brown, President of Americans for Homeopathy Choice. Please say hello. I love to see where you guys are calling in from, and I'm excited to be doing another show with you guys. This is a wonderful week. We always look forward to it here at Americans for Homeopathy Choice, and we are so impassioned by homeopathy. Let me get my camera set here. And we are just so thankful to be doing this pledge drive. And before I introduce our next speaker, I'm very excited to introduce you guys, Connie. And before I do that, I first need to tell you guys a little bit about our sponsors for today. And I actually am very grateful to know this sponsor personally. We actually went to the FDA meeting together, one of the many FDA meetings that we've had so far, and it's Dr. Ronald Dushkin. He is a medical doctor and also happens to be the current president of the American Homeopathy, the AIH, the American Institute of Homeopathy. And he's a homeopathic and alternative. He offers homeopathic and alternative medical treatment in New York. And it is an approach to medical care that addresses the whole person, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Alternative treatments such as homeopathic treatment recognize that you are an individual and therefore your treatment must be individualized for you. The goal is to first restore your health and then maintain it. Okay, so what I want to say is that Dr. Dushkin is so impassioned by what we're doing here at Homeopathy Choice, and he is also contributing to the raffle. 10% off of an initial consultation with him from the first 3 donors that donate today. You do have to be a New York donor, so I'm shouting out to all you New York people. And we are so thankful to Dr. Dushkin and for him being part of this. So I'm stumbling over myself a little bit today, you guys. Send me a little bit of love and comment there and share this Facebook video because we need a lot more people to be part of our movement. So this is a pledge drive and we are here fundraising. Right now, our thermometer has reached, if you look right here, 5,775. That's amazing. That little bear paw is inching up the tree. Our goal is 20,000. We have a lot of things that we're trying to accomplish right now with Americans for Homeopathy Choice so that we can all go back to our lives. You know, as president of Americans for Homeopathy Choice, I say this all the time. I will go as far as you guys let me go. But, you know, it's exhausting and it's hard work. And so it means so much to be here with you guys. So thank you so much for being here with us. To make this pledge drive fun, we do have a bunch of raffles and different giveaways that we're giving. Our raffles range from $10 to $200. And when you donate a one-time donation to Americans for Homeopathy Choice, for every $10 that you donate, you are given 1 ticket in the raffle prize. And those of you who are active Bear Pack members, that means you're currently one of our Bear Pack members. And those of you who join our Bear Pack, what's our Bear Pack? It's someone who donates $25 or more a month to our organization. And that means you're a mama bear, you're a papa bear, you're a person bear who wants to fight and protect homeopathy as if it's your child, right? So if you're an active or a new Bear Pack member during this pledge drive, you're going to be given 3 raffle tickets to win one of these prizes. And also, you're going to get a lot of different perks. You're going to be getting, it's like I do this every night, but you know, I got to look at my notes. You're going to get a $10 off coupon to join NCH, and you're going to get a 1-month free trial of Sue Meyer's membership. And also, another thing we're doing that is brand new to us is we're selling these amazing homeopathy choice kits. I wanted to highlight to you, so we have these emergency kits. They're half-dram bottles. There's 12 remedies that are included in the kit. And then we send you this carrying case that comes with it. This little carrying case is a throwback to the World Wars when soldiers had these kits with them. And, you know, for you to buy 12 half-dram remedies, it costs, I mean, on average, I'd say about $90 for you to get that many remedies in one little kit. So these are really, really a deal. I have it here on my phone. You know, you go to homeopathychoice.org and you can click on our shop area and you'll be able to see it. But these are, you know, we're selling them for $50. It's a screaming deal for you to kind of get that range. But what I'm showing you right here is we also have this other interesting product. If you go on our products page, you're going to see that we have a make your own emergency kit tin. So what you're buying is you're getting this cute little tin, and inside you're getting all of these little quarter dram bottles that you can fill up with your own remedies. Then you can send your kids to basketball camp, to, you know, grand amount of detail that went behind these little fundraising things. We have these, look at this. This is a little foam that we put inside the lid because we were worried about the glass like being shaken up and kind of breaking or just damaging. So we put, you know, we insert these little foam things that'll keep them snug and keep them protected. So really proud of these kits, really thankful to homeopathygear.com, who has been a huge part in helping us prepare for this pledge drive and to offer these amazing products for you. We're also very thankful to Om Pharma, who has collaborated us in getting the remedies for these kits. Now, I do want you guys to know that all of the proceeds that come from purchasing these products, like the homeopathy remedy bags, and oops, I somehow deleted the slide with the remedy bags, but with the remedy bags, those are all being given to our sister organization, Homeopathy Choice Action. It's a 501c4, and it allows us to lobby in Washington, D.C. So again, don't forget to go to our Facebook page. You're going to want to like our page and follow it and click see first. That allow you to see our videos when we come live a little quicker. Oh, there we go. There's our, I just mixed up the slides. Here's our awesome remedy bags that homeopathygear.com has collaborated with us. And then I was talking about this yesterday. I'm going to say it again because it's so awesome. Smile.amazon.com. If you select Americans for Homeopathy Choice right here, you can click supporting organization, type our name right here, Americans for Homeopathy Choice, and you click select, you will donate a portion of the proceeds to our organization. And now I'm excited to introduce to you guys the very lovely Christine Maute. So Cornelia, I keep calling you Christine. It's the letter C's. I'm going to bring her on in a second, but I want to give her a proper introduction. She was born in 1969 and is familiar with the spirit and application of classical homeopathy since she was a child. She learned how to rapidly and deeply use this method of healing from treating her own family, including her pets. She's affected by her mother, Christine's book, Homeopathy for Plants, and she plunged into this fascinating area of plant homeopathy. She works as co-author and organizes an internet and telephone helpline where she consults with amateur gardeners as well as professionals. She also successfully completed her education as a homeopathic veterinary practitioner. I didn't know about that. So without further ado, hi, Connie, how are you?
Hi.
Great to see you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Let me just switch this over here. Yeah, great to see you.
I'm fine.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's a great honor for me to be here and to speak to you and to your members. So let's start.
Yeah, let's start. So let me pull up my notes here. I have a lot of different things going on here today. And I don't know if a lot of you guys who are listening to the show realize this, but I love gardening. We live in overseas right now, but my real home in Texas, I have 9 beds that are 35 foot long by 4 foot. So I don't know how much that is in meters, but it's big. It's a big garden.
Okay.
And I'm very excited to talk to you today about this. So
thank you. Me too.
Good. Okay, so let me share. She's made this amazing PowerPoint. And again, if you guys don't know this, we have someone taking notes during our show today. And if you go to our website, homeopathychoice.org, all the show notes will be emailed to you after the show. So sign up to our email and you'll get the show notes. So you don't have to worry about that. Connie.
Yes.
So so tell us a little bit about who you and your background.
Yes, I am 49 years old, and my first profession was, I do this until now, was speech therapist, and I am specialized on the treatment of severely handicapped children. So this is my job until now, but not every day a week, because my work as a plant homeopath needs a lot of time, needs a lot of study, self-study, needs a lot of self-development, and I read a lot. I do a lot of experiments and researches, and of course, I take care about my customers. And I am leading a consulting service with email or with telephone, and this is what I'm doing the other half of the week.
Yeah.
And at least I work as an animal homeopath, and this has to grow, and I do this since 12 months. Yes, that's me. So I have 3 jobs, but I'm not stressed.
That's wonderful. I love that. I have 3 jobs, but I'm not stressed because you enjoy what you're doing.
I enjoy very what I'm doing. So the sign that I'm not stressed tells me that my decisions were right.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, Connie, just so you know, I know you have a lot of information to share with us, and we don't really have a time limit. I mean, if we want to go over a little bit, that's just fine.
Okay.
And so don't feel pressured, because we just want to listen and hear everything you have to say, because I want the best garden in the neighborhood when I move back to Texas. So I want all my neighbors to come to my garden and say, wow, this is the best garden in the neighborhood.
Of course, of course.
Yes. So yeah, let's talk about it. You tell me when you want to see the next slide, or you want me to move on the next PowerPoint slide, but go ahead. I think, tell me about the unity of soil and plants.
Yes. Plant homeopathy for plants does not only treat plants. What you see on this slide is we consider plants and soil and water and air as an entirety. We do not only treat plants, we also treat soil, because the soil is the most important nourishment for plants. It's considered as a whole. And if you treat your plants with homeopathy, this has no damaging influences on this system. We need this microbial system in the soil. And if we use agrochemical products, we disturb or destroy this microbial system. In using homeopathy, we don't destroy anything, we support the system. Mm-hmm. So this is the main rule is the nourishment of the plants. This is air, sun, water, and the nourishment from the soil.
So
yes.
One question I have is, what if you just have weak, poor soil?
Yes.
What happens then? Can the homeopathy fix that, or?
A little bit, but we have to. It is important that every plant has his correct position. So we can't plant an apple tree on a very sandy, poor soil. Mm-hmm. You cannot support this with homeopathy only. Yeah. So the base has to be good and correct. And the nourishment.
It's like,
yes.
Sorry, it's like a human, right?
Yes.
If the human is not eating good food and they're starving or they're struggling, then homeopathy can't do anything.
That's it. The support ends at a special range. Okay.
Yeah.
That's clear.
Yeah. And I love this graphic because it shows all of the interconnectedness of everything. And I think that's wonderful.
Yes, it shows the advantages of homeopathy.
You're doing great. Good. You're doing wonderful.
So sometimes we can use homeopathic remedies a little bit like a fertilizer. In our book, it's described as the low diluted potencies. We use the D6. They work a little bit similar like fertilizer.
Mm-hmm.
But they aren't exactly the same. They can't replace a well-nourishing soil. Okay.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yes, and the remedies which are used like a fertilizer are for example, kalium, magnesium, calcium. These are the remedies of the mineral area.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that the way to think about it, I mean, I know about terrain theory, and terrain theory is that the health of the plant is impacted by the health of the soil. And sometimes it's like the homeopathy teaches both of them how to communicate better. If the nourishment is there, it helps the plants and the soil kind of connect better.
That's
and
it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we have the situation that the soil is good, the soil is fertile, but the plant is not able to absorb these nutrients.
Mm-hmm.
And homeopathy can help to absorb them better.
Mm-hmm. I love that. Okay, so should I go to the next slide?
Yes.
Okay. Sounds good. So I love, we've learned a lot about arnica this week. I mean, arnica comes up a lot whenever anyone's learning about homeopathy. But it's just, it's kind of using that logical information that we have in our head about arnica and applying it to plants. So go ahead, tell us about arnica for plants.
Let's have a look to the top 6 remedies now. I have six slides for you. This is arnica, aconitum, belladonna, calendula, sulfur, silicea. I hope you understand my German.
Yeah, I'll say it just because I pronounce it a little differently. We say aconitum, belladonna, calendula, arnica, sulfur, and you say silicea, and we say silica.
Silica. Okay, so please correct me or translate.
No, it's great.
So arnica, let's have a short look on arnica. Arnica is a well-known remedy. Everybody who has children use the arnica for breakage, punch, blunt injuries. And this is also useful for plants. We have the same indications to use arnica for plants. So every repotting process, every relocation process needs arnica because it helps building roots. It's an important remedy also after hail, after every breakage by wind or storm, as you see it on the slide.
So basically, like anytime you've grown potted plants and you're going to transplant them outside, arnica every time. And I do that. I will tell you, thanks to your book, which I have. And I had the book here and I misplaced it. Can you hold up your book for them to see?
But I think it's vice versa.
I know it looks right. It looks correct to me. But yeah, so this is her book and I have a copy of her book and I read that in your book. I was trying to kind of start with the easy basics. And this is one of those easy basics. When you transplant plants from the pot to the garden, spray a little bit of arnica. And I think you're going to teach us a little bit about how to apply it, how to apply the arnica. We'll do that later. But yes.
I think we start now with the application because your members can imagine better. So it's quite easy. On my website, you can also find a little manual how to apply it. So if you visit my website, there are pictures how to apply. So
just tell us real quick your website. Just tell the URL.
The quick site, the website. It sounds really German. It's Maute. Pflanzenhomöopathie.
Well, Kate, we'll have our awesome team post it here in the chat in the Facebook page, so we'll get it.
Okay, this is better.
Yes.
Okay. To pronounce. So how to apply? We let dissolve the globus in water. And after that, we water the plant as usual. We water the root area, and that's all.
Wonderful. So you just kind of spray the leaves?
Spraying
get it in the roots.
Not that effective than watering. Watering is
interesting.
Similar to raindrops. It's better than spraying with high pressure.
Oh, I see. So you want to kind of mimic raindrops with the type of water, and then let it get down into the roots is really helpful. Yes. And if you can hold up your book one more time, I just wanted to say that one of the raffle prizes we're giving away is very much in generous part to we have a homeopathy company here in the United States named Turning Ranch Homeopathics, and they sell a lot of your book and your plant guides and different plant remedies. They're really great at that, and I know that we're posting that in the chat here. But this book is one that we're giving away. Thank you so much, Turning Ranch Homeopathics, for that. So, okay, thank you. You're great at holding your books.
This is a little before-after story to show how arnica is able to work. This is a very old maple tree. It's 50 years old.
Wow.
And as you know, old trees don't love it to get replaced.
No.
Not at all. And this was in March. And this is also not the best month or the best season to replace or repot this old tree. Normally we plant or replace trees or bushes in October or November.
Okay. When they're dormant.
Yes. So this was done in March, and after 6 weeks, after watering with arnica, this was complete and healthy growing, as you see.
That's amazing.
And yes, this is done by a gardener. This is not a private person. This is a gardener. You see in the background, they transported this tree with bulldozers, of course. Heavy work and well done.
That's amazing. That is amazing. And it looks gorgeous right there. That's it. 6 weeks later, and that's amazing. And that can't be typical. That can't be common.
Normally not. It's not recommended to replace these old trees, and not in March.
Yeah, exactly. It's the worst time of year, and it's an old tree. I mean, trees don't like to be moved.
They don't like to be moved.
No. If they could talk, please don't move me. That's great. Should I go to the next slide?
We go to the next slide.
Oh, if you had something else to say, just stop me.
That was all. I think we go through these 6 job remedies.
Yes.
And
yes.
There's a lot to say afterwards.
Okay, great. All right. So the next one is calendula.
Yes.
This is just so funny to me to think about using like plants to help plants, but that's how it works. So
yes, plants help plants. And calendula is the little sister of arnica. So the indication to use calendula is really similar to arnica, but there's one difference. Calendula is the better remedy to treat cracks or tears of plants. It helps also building new and strong roots. And you can also use it after repotting or replacing plants. It's very similar to arnica, but the difference is cracks and tears on the surface of a plant. They react very good with calendula application.
And something I remember we talked about, and if you're, I might have forgotten, if you're doing this later, just say we're going to talk about it later, but something about using calendula for seeds. Is that something we're going to talk about?
Very important. That's our next slide.
Okay. Well, let's do it.
Yes, let's see.
Oh, yeah.
I made a little experiment, and you can repeat it with several seeds. that's not important. So on the left, you see two little bowls. The first is a little bit of water, just one centimeter high, 4 globals of Calendula C30 in this water. In the right bowl, there is only water in it, and both bowls contain the same amount of seeds. And
so there's seeds in both water, a little bit of water. The only difference is the bowl on the left has 4 calendula pellets in there.
Yes, as you say, pellets. Okay, and they take their bath for 24 hours.
Okay, so it soaks. Mm-hmm.
So yes, after that you can sow them, put them in the soil, and wait what happens. And after a short time, you see that the germination of the calendula bath is very early.
Yeah.
And after 2 weeks, you see that more of the seeds are grown, because it was the same amount of seeds in both bowls.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, on the right, this is much more weak and less strong.
I mean, that's dramatic. That's a dramatic difference. And this isn't the type of seed. You're saying that you see this consistently with different kinds of seeds when you do this calendula soak. That's amazing.
That's amazing. This is our next slide. There are basil plants, little basil, I think this is. Yes, the quality of this photography is not very good.
But we can see the difference. I mean, I can see the difference, yeah.
So on the left side, they took a bath in calendula water. On the right side, they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
The difference is clear. This was made in horticulturist.
Okay, so they were studying this. That's amazing.
Yes.
So one question.
Market garden.
Oh, I see. Okay, so for the nursery, yeah.
Yes,
mm-hmm.
Of course.
So one question someone is asking, and I'm not sure if I understand it, Janice, is would calendula also work to aid in rooting and cutting of a plant?
Cutting?
I'm not sure what you mean. Maybe clarify your question a little bit. Do you understand the question?
Not exactly.
Yeah, maybe clarify it, because I'm not sure I understand it too, but I'd love to, we'll look at this again in a second. Well, again, I mean, this is a dramatic difference to see the palette on the left and the one on the right. So that's easy. I love very easy things to do. Like when you repot, use arnica, soak your seeds, calendula, like that's, yeah.
Yes. So every seed or seedlings which should get some strengthening treatment, calendula is the right remedy.
Mm-hmm, I see. So I think I understand the question now. It's almost like you're trying to, if you cut a plant and you're trying to start a plant from a cutting, like how you can do that with tomatoes. You can cut the branch of a tomato, put it in, and it grows.
Yes. Which remedy for this action?
She's wondering if calendula would aid in a plant taking root in a situation like that.
I get this. I didn't mention this remedy in our list of top 6 remedies. Every cutting process needs at first Staphysagria.
I was going to say, okay. So if it's a cutting, you begin with Staphysagria.
Yes.
Okay. And that would make sense. That makes perfect sense.
Okay. This is, of course, if we have cutting injury, we use Staphysagria.
And so if you're taking the branch and you're grafting it to another tree and you're attaching it, then what I would do is I would do arnica for that. I would wrap it together and put arnica.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Back to your slides. Very good. And I have more questions coming. So is the next slide? I think the next slide is a different one. So
slide is our next remedy.
Okay. So before we do that, how often was the calendula applied I think what Connie is saying is that the calendula, tell me if I'm right, Connie, the calendula here was applied once at the beginning when she soaked the seeds 24 hours, and
Yes.
then she just planted them and didn't do any more calendula.
Yes, okay. One time.
And then one person is asking, would the sugar in the pellets be contributing? So like right here, what they're asking is, you know, here you have a little bit of sugar here, and this has no sugar. So I'm sure people ask that. Have you ever used like blank pellets? Like, you know what I'm talking about?
We didn't try this. Yes, the question is if the sugar is the strengthening remedy. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's worth it. It's
free to make your own experiences.
That's right. I totally agree. Exactly. So, all right. So the next one is belladonna. This is interesting to me because I think of red hot and throbbing, and I've never seen a plant throbbing.
Okay. Okay, belladonna is also a very well-known homeopathic remedy, and belladonna is important for every frost damage or damage by winter sun, heat damage, and important if you see any red-brown signs on leaves or on other parts of plants, which lead to a disease or it's maybe also a kind of pest. There are also red-brown aphids. So red-brown is a sign to use belladonna at first.
So any red brownish coloring is a sign to use belladonna. I mean, in Texas is very hot and humid, and so there's always disease. And I remember I had these leaves that had all these little red spots, and on the outside of the red was a little bit of brown. So it was like brown and the center was red. That's a good belladonna situation.
That would be my first idea to treat and to see what happens, what will happen after the treatment.
Now, what do you mean after frost and winter sun? So like...
You can see this on the next slide.
That's great.
Before after story.
Just keep asking the right questions. Yes.
So this is geranium. This is the right word, geranium?
Geranium, yes.
Geranium. It got a frost damage and it was treated with belladonna. This is the recovering 4 weeks later. So belladonna is not able to heal any really destroyed plant cells. So these very hard damaged leaves, they will be thrown away. But belladonna helps to recover and to build new and healthy sprouting more quickly.
Okay, so what I like about this lesson right now is sometimes I look at my plants and I don't know what's wrong. I don't know if it's like you were saying, aphids can cause red-brown disease, frost can cause it. It doesn't matter. If you see a reddish brown coloring, apply belladonna. And the leaves are never, they're like the leaves here on the left that look brown, they're not going to heal. But that's the nice thing about plants. It's like cutting your hair. You can just...
Exactly. We can't replace dead cells of plants.
Right, exactly. It's dead, it's hair, it's like your hair. So you're giving it a little haircut, but then it'll rejuvenate pretty quick. And how quickly did the one on the right happen?
4 weeks.
That's great. That's very good. Yeah.
The difference is geranium is a quick growing plant. If you apply belladonna to an old apple tree, this tree has perhaps 30 or 40 years. The reaction is more slowly. This is clear. Yes.
Right. Okay, so you're saying because it's like children. If you know, the younger you are, the quicker you get better. And if it's an old aged apple tree, it's going to be slower. And it's larger, right? It's bigger. It has more parts to get.
The growth is very slowly. If you plant a tomato plant, you can watch them grow every day. But your apple tree shows slow growth over weeks.
Mm-hmm.
This is the difference, okay?
So it really teaches you a little bit of patience.
Yes. The older they are, you have to be. The more patient you have to be.
So one of the things that I experience when I'm helping people with homeopathy is they're so excited to use these remedies. And then sometimes people can really overdo it with their remedies and give it too much. So how often, like in this situation, the plants on the left, on the right, I'm guessing you gave the plants on the left belladonna, like you watered it like raindrops, right? One time. Yes. Did you just do it once or did you do it more?
Two times. After the first application, you watch closely, 3, 4, 5 days, what will happen. And if you're not sure if that was enough, you can repeat this application. There's an interesting slide at the end of our interview where we can see exactly how to repeat and how to change the remedy.
Okay, great. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. That's great. But I thought that was really helpful. I want to make sure everybody got that. So the size of the plants, how quickly a plant tends to grow, yes, that will help you know how quickly you can expect this plant to get better.
Yes, awesome. That's exactly.
Great. Cool. We're doing good. Thanks. Yes. All right. So next slide.
Next slide.
Okay, great. Aconite.
Yes. Humans use it after sudden cold, sudden disease.
Like a shock.
Everything which occurs suddenly. Yes, shock, also air condition, dry north wind. So these indications also lead to aconite if we treat plants.
Awesome. I love that.
Yes, and the difference, or the important information is in the last line, belladonna, red-brown signs, aconite, pale discoloration of leaves. This can be seen on our next slide.
Okay, so it's interesting, pale, because in aconite, when someone gets scared, a human, their face will often get pale, white. And I think so that helps me think, okay, white is aconite.
Of course. So on the right picture, we start on the right, you see some leaves of geranium again. But the disease or the signs are different. You see pale, light green leaves. This is healthy. And this discoloration leads us to aconite. So this is the difference to belladonna. And another sign to use aconite is on the left. The primrose, and you see that the leaves are glassy and also dry, and the discoloration is as if they have lost their natural color.
Like the color drained from their face, just like when someone's scared, right? It's like, you know that when you get scared, like people say the color drains from your face, it's like the color has drained out of the flower petals.
Yes.
I don't know if that's real, but it makes sense in my head.
Yes,
so,
of course.
I think oh, go ahead.
That's all. Unfortunately, I don't have any good before and after stories for aconite.
That's okay. I just want to point out, this leaf here on the right is white, is turning white. And when the more you do plants, the more you'll learn, like sometimes your leaves can get white from other things like powdery mildew. It's like a powdery type of mold.
Yes.
And I just want to point out that this is not powdery mildew. This is a plant that was out in the cold. And when it gets a cold snap like that, it starts turning white. And here, like, yeah, this is pretty typical. If I was a new gardener, I don't want to get those two mixed up, you know. So,
yes, this is important.
Yeah,
And
cool.
for example, aconite wouldn't be a good remedy to treat mildew, not at all.
Right, exactly. That's right. So, so I guess, you know, the colors help, but, you know, understanding what's going on, I think helps too. So before we go to the next slide, Connie, I just want to point out, you know, this is a pledge drive, you guys, and we're here trying to fundraise to protect our access to homeopathy in the United States. And I want to thank Sally B, Aaron G for joining the Bear Pack. This is awesome. You know, you guys, these videos aren't going to stay up on our Facebook forever. There's going to be a point where we're going to pull them off the Facebook page. And when you're a member of our Bear Pack, that's someone who donates $25 more a month, you're going to have access to these videos for as long as you're a Bear Pack member. And so, so that's just one of the ways we have for thanking you. And then I also want to thank Latanya, Barbara, Lydia, Vicky, you guys have all given one-time donations. I'm so excited. I really hope you all win a raffle. For every $10 increment you're donating right now, you're getting one raffle ticket for our prizes, which range from $10 to $200. And then if you're just joining us as well, I want to give a big shout out to Turning Ranch Homeopathics. Everything you're seeing here in the information you're gaining, not necessarily all the photos, but a lot of the information you're getting here is in Connie's book. Do you want to hold it up again? Yes. Thank you. This is the new edition, so I want her to show hers, Homeopathy for Plants. And so thank you so much, Turning Ranch Homeopathics, for doing that. Okay, thank you. You do great. You're a lovely model. So, okay, so next slide.
Let's continue. I just had a look on the clock. I think it's pretty late. Should we skip this?
No. Do you, unless you want to skip it. I'm here forever.
We learned something about aconite, belladonna, and calendula. These three remedies are a very, very safe and wonderful combination to use after every cold, frosty period season. Every plant which is weak after a long winter with frost, cold weather, shows good effects after an application of these three remedies. And as you see, we use the first remedy, aconite, then we wait 1 or 2 weeks. We use the second remedy, belladonna, wait another 2 weeks, and the third remedy is calendula. This is our final application, and if you apply these three remedies, every perennial plant will get more strong and more robust to start in the springtime.
That's amazing. So you're saying in order, you're doing this right before the spring comes.
Yes.
Okay, so the tree of application depends on the weather. Prevention, acute, follow-up, cold, frost, winter, sun. Okay.
Yes. It is also possible to use these remedies preventive. So let's have a look at the month November. The weather forecast will tell us that there will be frost within the next 4 days. So you can start in November with one application aconite.
Before the frost comes.
Before the frost comes. Then we have a long frosty period, perhaps until January or February. And then you continue with belladonna one application.
During the winter.
Yes.
Interesting.
But we only water the plants during temperatures higher than 0.
Oh, I see. Okay, that makes sense too, because if not, I'll just freeze it.
So you have to wait until the temperatures are 2 or 3 days higher than 0.
Connie, I wish I had learned this last winter because I lost like 5 or 6 orange trees.
Oh no.
I know, it was so sad. And I used Carbo Veg, but Carbo, it didn't bring them back. So I was so bummed. But we knew the frost was coming. We knew the frost was on its way. And so if I had done, so I would have done aconite, waited through the frost, as long as it was, wait 1 or 2 weeks, as long as the temperature is 0 degrees or above, I could have done belladonna, wait 2 weeks, and then calendula to kind of tonify and bring it through. That's great.
I apply this ABC method to my rose bushes and to the other trees that are a little bit sensitive to cold.
I see that makes it's like my orange trees. That I know it's
so plant new ones and
start again. That's right. There you go. Exactly. That's right. So you're saying it's good for prevention. It's good for acute. So like, what if the frost came, I didn't know about it, and so I could just start right the next day, aconite, belladonna, calendula, and then follow up. Okay.
And follow up also, if you forgot it, it's already March or April and you forgot to treat them. Anyway, use this ABC method.
Just when you remember, just go for it. So you really trust and feel comfortable with the ABC method. So you're saying do it in prevention, do it when there's a problem, and then when you forget, still do it.
Yes, still do it. Not in July, but in
sure. If you remember in springtime. Okay.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes, next slide.
All right. Silica. Okay, yes. So this is very interesting. We had a really interesting conversation about this. So yeah, tell us.
Silica is a kind of all-rounder because it prevents various fungal and bacterial diseases. This is very important. So the best application to your perennial plants is start with the ABC method in springtime. And after the last application, calendula, wait 2 weeks and apply silica. Then you have the best start for every springtime for the perennial plants. But
perennial are the ones that come back every year. So your trees, your fruit trees, those ones that come back, like a tomato plant is not a perennial. Okay, no. I just sometimes get confused.
Lettuce is not a perennial plant, for example. And of course, silica is a wonderful strengthening remedy for our plants. It increases growth. They grow much stronger and much quicker. But what we recommend is very important. Some gardeners, some farmers use silica very, very often because they love it. It's a wonderful strengthening remedy. But if you use it too often, it is able to harden the cell structures of the plants. So what will happen if you use it too often to your lettuce, for example, you will get really hard leaves. So it's not very, very comfortable to chew them.
Yeah, that's so fascinating. So
there are no rabbits. And it hardens also the cell structures of the
like the skin.
Skins, fruits, yes. So if you want to harvest your tomatoes, and they have really hard skins, it's not very comfortable to eat them.
That's amazing. So I thought that was just so fascinating. So I think what's also, so silica is best for those perennial plants because those perennial plants are bigger, they're woody, they're trees. You can use them with tomatoes, but maybe like you're saying only once. Don't reapply 1 or 2 times. But and then how often do you do for a tree or a perennial plant? Are you doing it once a month?
We apply it in an interval of 2 weeks.
Okay.
And we
apply
twice
a month.
maximum 3 times. And the last application is beginning of July. Then please stop applying.
And I think that's really interesting because you're really working with the seasons.
Yes. Silica is able to bring the force from the roots up to the branches and leaves. And if we are in July, the plant, the perennial plant, is preparing for the autumn and winter season.
The fall.
And the plant is on its way to pull the juices, the plant saps from up to the roots, back to the roots.
That's how the leaves fall, right? In late summer, I call it like the plant blood. It's not really blood, it's juices, but the plant blood starts going down, and that's why the leaves drop off. And what silica does is silica lifts it up. So if you're giving it silica in late summer, the tree is trying to push it down, the silica is pulling it up, and it can't properly go dormant. So you really have to work with the seasons. I think that's fascinating. And so for tomato plants, you're giving, or, annual plants, you're getting it once or twice early on in the season. And for these perennial plants, you're going to do it every 2 weeks, maximum 3 times, and you're going to finish off in like mid-July. That's the last time.
That's it.
And earlier I saw someone was asking me 0 degrees, because in the US we say Fahrenheit. It's 0 degrees Celsius, so at freezing temperatures, because below 0, then the water's going to start freezing, and then that's not good to water your plants.
You will cause damage on your plants if you water them during temperatures below 0.
Freezing, yeah. Okay. Very good. That was fascinating. Very interesting about silica. Ready for the next slide? Should I go forward?
Next slide.
Okay.
Short story with silica application. This is a palm tree, and there you can see how silica is able to harden the structures of the cells. On the left side, you see this palm tree, which seems to be, which seems to have a depression.
Yeah, a little sad.
And on the right side, after 6 weeks, there is good recovery.
Yeah. And this is a plant. I don't know. Do you guys have this in Germany very much? This type of plant?
Some have, yes.
Some have it. Well, I lived many years in Arizona, and then of course in Texas. The plant has very strong leaves, very strong, and I can see this being a very beneficial plant. I mean, silica being very beneficial for this type of plant because it wants to get those strong, stiff cell structures for the skin of the plant. So I think that's fantastic, and it kind of popped it up, got it stiff again.
Yes.
So
next slide.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep, we're gonna go on commercial break, guys. After we kind of talk about these 6 remedies, and then we'll get back with Christine. So.
Okay, Connie.
Yeah, sorry, I can't do it. My brain won't accept it. I read your book. I read the book too many times, and I always see. Anyways, Connie. Thank you, Connie.
So I continue.
Yes, continue. Yes.
This is sulfur. You say sulfur? Yes. Sulfur is our most important remedy for every kind of pests. Everything that crawls and flies is written down. And it's also an important remedy for fungal diseases. And we have a little color sign also. It's easy to keep in mind, but because it's the same color, it's yellow. Every yellowish coloring, discoloration is our hint for application.
So we have like the rainbow we're getting. We're getting white can be aconite. Yes. Oh, and it rhymes. And then we have brownish red is belladonna. And now we have yellow, kind of think about sulfur. And then if you're seeing heat damage, if you're seeing fungal disease, and fungal diseases, I know from Texas, usually comes from warm weather.
Of course. Most of the time, yes. So, but the most important is all kinds of pests. this is very reliable and very effective. We don't know if the pests are able to smell this sulfur smell. Perhaps they do, we don't know.
Interesting.
Of course, they don't get killed. This is not, it's not possible to kill any pest with homeopathy, but that's not our aim, of course. But we
want them to leave.
We make plants unattractive for them.
Yes, exactly. We want them to say, you know what, this isn't a great place to stay. I'm going to move on.
It's not my food anymore.
That's right.
So next slide. This is a leek in a house garden, and this leek has the onion moth.
Oh yeah.
And they work under the surface. You can't see them. You see them if it's too late, because you don't want to harvest this kind of leek on the road.
Yeah.
Yes. And on the next slide, we see the result of this leek. They got 2 applications of sulfur, and they're ready for harvest. Most of them were good.
So what happened here? So you did, let me go previous. So you realized this is the way it works with this kind of pest. You realized too late. So did you apply sulfur to this plant or the soil?
Sorry, again, the question?
Did you apply sulfur to this plant in particular, or did you apply it to the soil where you were going to plant leeks next time?
This is important. If you are planning to plant on a special area in your garden, and this area is well known for developing pests.
Yeah.
You can apply sulfur preventively on this soil before planting.
Okay.
After planting, you can treat the plants, of course.
Interesting.
And the sign that this leek has an invasion of this moth, the sign is that there are these creepy leaves.
Yeah, they're
curled leaves. This is the sign
curled,
that there are moths.
And so were these leeks sick and you applied the sulfur and they got better?
Yes,
these ones here. So they were sick and they got better with the sulfur. That's impressive.
On the left side, in the background, you see some leeks which
still catching up.
Still curly leaves, but most of them were good. They weren't infested.
That's amazing, because usually a farmer's just going to have to rip this out and get rid of it. So that's amazing that it still had a chance to get better. That's really amazing.
Amazing.
So, yeah. Okay, next slide.
Next slide. This is a picture to show the yellow signs on leaves. We have to watch closely. On the left, this is a corn salad, and you see little yellow signs, but these signs are a fungal disease.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's what those little white spots are. They look like they're little rain spots, but they're actually...
Yes, this
is that the fungal? Is it these white spots here?
It could be because of the water, of the chalk.
Okay, so that is just watering. But you're saying the yellow spots are fungal.
I mean the yellow spots, and this is a kind of mildew. I guess it's a downy mildew. Yes. The powdery mildew is on the surface of the leaves. And the downy mildew often has a discoloration of the leaves. It has no powdery surface.
Yeah, it's just the leaves that will tell you, nothing else. I didn't know that. That's very interesting.
And after this treatment with sulfur, you see that there are less yellowish left.
Yeah, I see that.
There are some single leaves, but you can harvest it.
Yeah, right. They don't need to be always perfect and beautiful. They're good to eat, and that's what's important.
Of course.
I love that. Yep.
Yes, that's sulfur.
Okay, so let's take a break before we do the
Yes,
dosage.
of course.
Okay. All right, sounds good. So let me put you, Christine. I'm going to put you on. It's I'm sorry, I did it again, Connie. I can't. I'm going to put a sticky. I have a sticky. I know. Seriously. It's hard on my brain when I'm doing so many different things. Part of my brain goes on vacation because it's
Stay relaxed, please.
I'm so sorry. Okay. It's really embarrassing, guys, to get your person's name wrong when you're interviewing them. So I'm going to work on that. But I'm going to put Connie over in the attendee area. And I'm really excited to bring you guys our commercial break gal. Her name is Jean. And before I do that, I want to thank again Turning Ranch Homeopathics. They're going to be donating one free book of Connie's about plant homeopathy. And so thank you so much, Turning Ranch Homeopathics, for one of you raffle prize winners. I'd love to find out who wins this raffle prize in particular, because I love her book. And I think it's just a wonderful way to geek out. And I think I even know Sherry Maines, who's one of the owners of Turning Ranch Homeopathics. She has a Facebook group where they talk a lot about plant homeopathy. So I think that's really great. But before I bring, where is it? You over here, Jean, I want to just show everyone just real quick our sponsor for today. And here we go. I'm going to share it. It is Dr. Ron Dushkin. He is actually the president of the American Institute of Homeopathy, and Dr. Ron is our sponsor for today. He has an alternative and homeopathic medicine clinic in New York. And if you are in New York, he is offering some of you who are in New York who are donating to our cause, he's offering you guys a discount to having a consultation with him, a 10% off. So we're so thankful for his generous support. He really loves Americans for Homeopathy Choice. He loves what we're doing. He was actually one of the people as president. He came with me to one of our appointments at the FDA, and we're very thankful for his support. He's a great doctor. He's a great person. So thanks a lot, Dr. Dushkin. And also our goal is to get $20,000 by the end of this pledge drive. We're moving up the scale. Thank you so much for your support, everyone. We're at 5,775 at the beginning of this pledge drive, but I'm already getting messages saying that we're getting more support. So thank you so much, because that little bear paw over here is just inching its way up the tree, and it just little by little will get there. If anyone has a rich uncle, let me know. So we have Bruce, Paula, Joanne, Tracy, and if I butcher your name, I'm so sorry. Me here for one-time donations. Thank you much. Thank you so much. Any of you who are giving one-time donations, every increment of $10, you are entered in our raffles. Our raffles range from $10 to $200, and they're pretty awesome. I'm highlighting today our Build Your Own Homeopathy Kit that we're selling on our products page at homeopathychoice.org. It is this awesome little kit, and inside you can see we have all these quarter dram vials for you to fill up and put remedies in them. And we have this little sticker, we attach this little foam that will keep your little glass bottle safe and secure for you. It's an awesome little way to kind of build your own remedy kit and do emergency kits for your kids. We're also selling homeopathy kits with 12 remedies, and also you'll get this carrying case. And so anyways, great products in our shop area, and all the products in our shop area. Actually, I want to skip here because I want to show you this. We have also these EMF bags, and thank you so much to our two organizations that have helped make these products possible. First, we have Om Pharma, who's partnered with us about the kits, and then we also have homeopathygear.com that's made these wonderful EMF protecting bags. I love, how cute they are. So all of these proceeds will go to Homeopathy Choice Action, and that is our sister organization that allows us to lobby. So okay, and then don't forget to go to our Facebook page. You want to like us and follow us, and select See First so that you can see all that we're doing. And let's see what else I have here. I think that's about it for right now. So let me bring in Jean. Jean is a gal that's been with us for quite a while, helping us in Americans for Homeopathy Choice, being an amazing volunteer. She's wonderful. And I am very much looking forward for you guys meeting her. So Jean, go ahead and unmute yourself and tell us a little bit about you. Hi, how's it going?
Hi, Paula. It's good to see you.
Yeah.
You know, I remember when we did our very first webinar series, and after the first night, you called me in the afternoon before the second night, and we were talking, and I was just totally amazed that you were working on doing the webinar series while you were preparing to move overseas, because that's huge. And, you know, there's a way in which I understood, because you had worked with homeopathy to get your health back. And I've been working with homeopathy to get my health back. And, you know, that is so important to us to be able to get our health back and to have this avenue open to us. That's right. So my hat is off to you, because I know, you know, we're all doing the pieces that we can, but I know that like you're leading the way and you're really doing a lot, and it really means a lot to all of us. So thank you.
Well, thank you so much. And I have to say, like, it goes right back to you guys. Yeah. You are amazing. You have always been supportive. Jean has been volunteering for us and doing a lot of the Magic Pills promotion, that wonderful documentary by Ananda, and you've just done a stellar job. So we're so, you guys really, I mean, thanks. I know that it seems like I'm, you know, doing things, but it's really, we can only go as far as you guys let us. So we're in a critical time. Like you said, it brought our health back, and we're raising the sickest generation of kids to ever walk the earth. And we want access to homeopathy. And
definitely,
you know, if we don't do our part, we just lose it. That's what happens. You just lose it. It goes quietly in the night.
Yeah.
That's right. So,
and you know, I'm also going to put a plug out there for Ananda Moore and for the film Magic Pills. Absolutely fantastic film. If you haven't seen it yet, do try to see it. And actually, she's made a way in which it's really accessible to everyone, because she's actually included a special screening level where you can do a small screening in your home or somewhere else. Just get a small group of friends together, everybody chip in, you know, what they can, and then you can travel the world with Ananda, seeing homeopathy in action. It's really great.
That is really great. And that's a wonderful reminder. Thank you so much. So Jean, tell us a little bit about why you're a member of the Bear Pack, because you've joined early on. And so tell us why that is so important to you.
Well, it's so important to me, in part because of the impact that it's had on my health, the impact that it's had on my family's health. We can't imagine our lives without homeopathy. And so it's really essential to us to have access. And we saw that, like, not only do we need access now, we need access down the road. And this is what we need to do to make sure that we can guarantee our access to homeopathy.
Yes, that's right.
So, yeah.
And it's just, you know, it's less than $1 a day. You know, some people are foregoing a few cups of coffee a week to be able to get this, or whatever it is that you indulge in, you know. And it really matters. It really adds up. And we have very specific things that we need to do to achieve, to get our goal, you know. And I do, like, I want to look back when I'm an old grandma and say, you know, I did everything I could to protect, you know, to give my grandchildren access to homeopathy. And that's what this is about. So.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. And I mean, we want access to all the remedies. I mean, like this summer, I actually came down with a urinary tract infection.
Oh, fun.
I have not had the urinary tract infections for the longest time. I mean, I've had all kinds of other chronic things, but I haven't had an acute like that. And oh my gosh, you know, I was trying to treat it classically, and the match that, you know, I was making, I don't know if something had happened to that bottle and that wasn't really as effective as it should have been.
So annoying when that happens, when it's like, this is supposed to work.
Right. So I actually changed and I used one of the protocols. And actually one of those remedies could likely be one that we could lose access to. And, you know, it was essential. It made the difference. That's what cleared it up, you know. And that's where I say, we need access to all these remedies.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well,
Yeah.
Jean, thank you so much for being on the show and taking the time. I know you've been sitting there waiting for your turn to happen. So thank you so much. And is there anything else you want to say before we go?
You know what? I'll tell you one really quick story on plants and homeopathy. We were rushing out the door for vacation. I realized one of my plants was almost dead. And I thought, okay,
I forgot to water it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so before I run out the door, I'm going to pop some bryonia into the water, shake it up, and water it with that because I'd learned that bryonia was for dehydration from lack of water.
Oh.
So watered the plant, left on vacation, and the plant is doing amazing.
Yay.
And so it's so wonderful that like with the things that Connie is teaching right now, we can remember it in the one direction of like, okay, so this is how it works for the plant. And then that makes sense because this is how it works for us. And we can also, if we don't have time to look something up, we can think, okay, what would work for a person in this sense? Why not try it on the plant? So yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
I love that. And I'm glad that you got to save your little guy. It's really fun to work with plants because you're attached. Like I'm still mourning the loss of my orange trees, but you know, it happens
Definitely.
but it's so exciting to use it with plants because it's like, it's also just a plant and everything's going to be fine, you know, usually.
Yeah.
So that's right.
Yeah.
Well, Jean, we had 2 more people donate. Thank you so much, Melody and Leamber, for your one-time donation. It means a lot. So well, thank you for being here with us. And, you know, I'm sure we'll see you on Facebook and we'll see you around.
Yep. All right. Thanks so much, Paula.
Okay. Thank you, Jean.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right, Connie, your name is Connie. I am going to bring you back on and I'll move you back to attendee, Jean. And how are you, Connie? You have a lovely name, Connie. Let's see, not yet. You are unmuted. Try it again. Oh no, it's not coming on right now. I don't know why. Mute. Try and unplug and replug your audio cord. Maybe that'll help. Try it again. Say hello. No, I can't hear you. Oh no, here, let me try muting you and unmute. Oh, how strange. It's not working, Connie. Okay, poor girl. We did this, I moved her to you to panelist and anyways, attendee once and it worked. So I can tell jokes while you do this. So homeopath and, oh, I heard something.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes. I'm so glad. I actually didn't have a joke. I was just going to say whatever came out of my mouth. Okay, good job. You fixed it. So let me go back to sharing the PowerPoint.
Yes.
Connie. It's like I have to do this. I taught high school and I used to get the names of my students wrong all the time. It was
no problem. That's no problem for me.
Thank you so much. Okay, so dosage. This is really interesting and I think really helpful.
Very interesting. It's interesting and astonishing how tiny the amount of pellets or globules is. What we use. We in the higher potencies, 30, 200, and 1,000. We only need eight globules for 30 liters of water.
Okay.
This is important. Most people think that treating more or giving the higher dosage brings better success. This is not the truth.
Pouring the whole bottle in there.
No, this is not the truth. If you overdose it, the system, this whole system of plants, soil gets dull, gets tired to react.
Interesting. So you're saying
experience.
If you use too many globules at once for the plant, it like gets tired of it.
Yes, if the same effect, we saw the same effect if you use too often, if you repeat too often. So, never repeat a remedy if there is a visible effect.
Interesting. That's right. You're supposed to really observe, and you know, it's like It's like teaching a baby how to walk.
Yes.
If they're walking, leave them alone. It's when they fall down, when you pick them up and you get them to walk again. Mm-hmm.
And this is the rule, the same rule in human treatment, of course. If the disease, if the situation, if the constitution of the human patient is better, don't repeat the remedy.
Interesting. Yeah, very interesting.
For the animal also.
Yeah, or the plant also.
The plant also, yes.
So, so 468. So that's pretty specific. And is 468 because you're worried that maybe one of the pellets doesn't have medicine on it?
Yes.
Or you, okay.
That's the reason. Of course, this is no strictly mathematically
right.
addition or
right.
multiplication. It's important to give the information of the remedy to the water.
And, I don't know what it's like in Germany, but in the United States, water from the hose, like city water,
yes,
it will have chlorine in it. They have.
In Germany, we don't. We don't have any chlorine in our city water.
That's really great. And nobody's dead, huh? No one's dying from the city water.
It's clean city water.
That's really great.
So for the US, it would be important, or if possible, please use rainwater.
So, yeah. Oh, really? Just brown water is no big deal. So well water, this is a trick that I learned. We have a cow in Texas, and the cows have all this gut bacteria. It's called the ruminant. And it's called the rumen, and you don't want them drinking chlorinated water because it's killing the bacteria, the rumen, and obviously for you too. So what you can do for your plants and everything is obviously collecting rainwater is a wonderful way to go. In Houston, that can be difficult because we have such a mosquito problem out there. So you have to create a system that doesn't, get into the air and stuff. But something you can do is if you put your city water in a big barrel and you just leave it out in open air for a day,
yes.
Chlorine is a vapor and it will evaporate.
Yes, of course.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is a possible solution, yes.
Yeah, so that's just one idea for you to get that clean water for your remedies.
Of course. This is a good idea.
Yep.
So let's have a look to the next slide.
Okay, very good.
This is very important because this is an overview how to react. On the left side, you see you applied your remedy, and you see an improvement.
Okay.
Nothing further, no further action.
Done. So you apply your remedy, you see improvement, you're done. Okay.
If you see no improvement, you have to take your book, you have to take your table of modalities, you have to choose the next matching remedy.
So I have a question. With humans, you might give a second, maybe a third dose if there's no improvement before you change. But you're saying with plants, the first dose is plenty.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. All right. Good to know. There you go.
Sometimes we are not able to wait to check or to wait if the second or third application will work. Fungal diseases get worse very quickly. The mildew, if a plant is infested with mildew, it can increase within 2 days.
Yeah, you don't have time.
We don't have the time. So if the first remedy doesn't show any improvement, you have to choose the next best matching remedy.
Just move on. Okay, well I like that. I wish humans were like that. I mean, not that they get sick worse and worse so quick, but just that you could give one remedy and be like, didn't work, next. Because sometimes in humans, the second or third dose, you're like, okay, this is working. I just didn't see it. But with plants, that's great. Okay, so third one,
if you see first an improvement, perhaps a little improvement, and after 3, 5, 7 days, the same disease comes back, exactly the same disease. Then you repeat the remedy that you gave first. Because this remedy brought one improvement.
Gotcha.
And it will bring the next improvement again.
So just repeat it.
Just repeat.
Good.
And on the right, if you see there is no further improvement after the first repeat. These are the blue arrows. Yes. You repeated the remedy, and there is no further improvement after your first repeat. Then you take the next level of your potency.
Interesting. So you have a situation where you gave a remedy to a plant, it improved. The disease came back, you gave it again, it didn't improve, now move up in potency.
Yes. This is the sorry.
That's okay. They do this in classical homeopathy, I know. Sometimes you'll be on a constitutional remedy. Like for me, I was on a 30C for a long time, and then the 30C kind of started giving up on me. And so then I moved to a 200, and I was like, okay, I'm back to normal. I'm back to it. I can feel it helping again.
Yes. The impulse for healing is too low or too weak. You know, the remedy was chosen right. The match was good, but the impulse for healing is too weak, too low. Then you have to take the next level of the potency.
That's a really great, I love how you explain that. The impulse for healing is too low. It is. It's like an impulse. Your body or the plant needs to kind of feel that, okay, I know what I'm doing now.
Yes, this is.
It's almost like you know how they do when someone's like, and they go, clear, doom.
Yes.
You know? So, yeah. Okay, I like that. So it's like you're turn up the electricity, clear, doom. You like turn it up every time. Okay, very good. So next slide.
Next slide.
Okay.
There are still some left. Genau. When do we repeat?
Okay.
There are some differences between weather and pests and fertilization. If we treat weather damage, we can treat preventively. This is I said this with the Maute ABC method. Yes.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Thinking about the ABC method.
Back in November, for example. So if we treat preventively, we just need 1 to 2 applications with an interval of 1 or 2 weeks.
So I'm thinking like, I know winter is coming or a cold snap is coming. Yes. I'm going to get the aconite. I'm going to do 1 a week before, 1 maybe right before the cold comes, because it's about 1 to 2 weeks later, and then the cold comes.
That's all. If we want to treat damage by heat or drought or damp or humidity, we have to do 1 to 3 applications, and the interval is very short, 2 or 3 days. Because these weather influences often bring fungal diseases.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, I know.
Yes.
Yes.
And if we treat cold or wetness influences, we have to give 1 to 2 applications with an interval of 3 to 5 days.
That's amazing. Okay, so this is just so clear. So heat, drought, damp, humidity. So this is during the illness. 1 to 3 application every 2 to 3 days. So like sulfur, if you have that fungal thing, it's in heat. So then you're going to do it Monday, Thursday, Saturday.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
There you go. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay. And speaking of humidity, there's another remedy that is good for humidity. Which one is it?
Natrium sulfuricum.
That's right. Natrum sulfuricum. So it's a sulfur, it's a cousin to the sulfur that you've been talking about. So that kind of makes sense in my mind.
Salt, natrium, and sulfur.
Yeah, interesting. Not sulfur.
This is the most important remedy for all greenhouse plants. All plants in the greenhouse, and of course all plants in the open land during a period of damp, humid, warm, hot weather.
Those of you guys who have been watching this week, we were talking to Tanya Kell. Type in the chat there on Facebook. I'll look at it. I can't look at it right now during the show, but type in that. Didn't Tanya Kell say that Nat Sulf was good for like sunstroke, heat stroke, sun headaches? Is that right, Connie? Or is it Nat Muir?
I would rather think at belladonna or gazemium.
Oh, that's or glenolium. No?
Gazemium.
Oh, gelsemium. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, interesting.
Yes. This is sunstrike or yes.
Interesting. It just, to me, like, I can't memorize these things unless I think about all the things, you know, to bring it all together to the plant, you know, so it helps me to kind of make comparisons. Yeah. Well, okay, it's the sulfur remedies with plants are the ones that you're going to think of. Sulfur and Nat Sulf.
Yes.
Are the ones for heat and drought. Okay, then cold and wetness, you're going to do 1 to 2 applications every 3 to 5 days. So this is like during a cold rainstorm, a spring rainstorm, or a fall rainstorm.
Also cold waterlogging.
What's that?
Cold waterlogging, if your soil is very heavy and compacted.
And like the water's trapped?
Yes. Heavy compacted soil, and you have the plants suffer from a long rainy period, and they are perhaps in springtime, long rainy period, the soil is so wet and the water can't be absorbed.
I feel like this would happen in clay soil a lot more, like soil that's more clay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, very interesting. Cool.
Yes. Next.
All right. Yes.
How much time do we have left?
We're doing good. I mean, it's not like, you know, I don't have like anyone stopping us, but I think we're towards the end.
Yes.
Yeah. So we've got plenty. Yeah, we're doing great. I'm loving this. So I'm sorry, y'all. I'm like, nope, we don't need to speed this up at all because I'm loving it.
Which repetitions are recommended to treat pests? We want to treat preventively, just 1 application. This is what I said about the soil. If you have in your garden a special area of soil, and you know this area is infected by worms or caterpillars.
Yeah, I have that actually in Texas. I have a bed that is specifically for my potato plants, my sweet potatoes, and then a different bed for my regular like Irish potatoes. And because, you know, usually you like to move your plants, right? They call that, but potatoes are hard to move because that's where they're at. You can't dig them out and move them the next year. And my sweet potatoes are getting these little, like, they're these little worms. And you want to talk about?
I don't know how they are.
Yeah, I don't either.
How the name is in English. So it is possible to treat your soil 5 days, 1 week before you plant your potatoes. For example, with sulfur.
Okay, with sulfur. And you think that's because sweet potatoes love heat. They're a very heat-friendly plant. So you think sulfur would be good for that? Yeah, it's
not because of the heat, because of sulfur is important for anything that crawls and flies.
Oh, I see. Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to write that one down. I'm going to tell my friend who's watching my garden in Texas for me.
Sulfur, one of the most important remedy against pests.
Okay. Oh, I see. It's the premier. If you don't know what to do, use sulfur for a pest.
First idea, if you see any pests, is sulfur, and if it's not enough or it doesn't work enough, there are some other remedies which will work afterwards.
Okay, gotcha.
That's
interesting
for today.
Yeah, I know.
if you see any beginning infestation, some aphids, some caterpillars, there are some single of them. 1 to 3 applications are enough, and the interval is 7 days. And if you see a heavy infestation, you have a lot of work. Of course, you have to treat daily, every second day, and watch closely and repeat. After 7 days or after 5 days, if the invasion is heavy and severe.
Okay, so I got it. So preventative treatment, 1 application, like the sulfur before you plant, at the beginning of the infestation, so it's early on. You can do it once a week. Heavy infestation, you do it
daily or every second day.
3 days in a row, and then take a break, and then see if it needs it again after 7 days.
Okay, that's it.
I love that. Very great formula.
Yes. Next slide.
Okay.
Let's have a short look on fertilization. Yes. Plants want to eat, and this is what I said at the beginning of our interview.
That's right.
Some soils are fertile, but plants are not able to absorb the offer. So what can we do? If we want to bring some nourishment in C potencies, it is enough to treat 1 time per season.
Oh, I see. What exactly are you using for fertilization? Does it depend on the soil, like silica or calendula?
Yes, silica also, but mostly the remedies of the mineral row: calcium, kalium, and magnesium.
Magnesium, calcium. What was the second one?
Kalium.
Kalium? Oh, caliphos, calicarb.
Yes, Cali. Yes, that's it. Cali.
Which Cali? There's caliphos, Cali.
Several.
Oh, all of the Cali ones. Okay.
It is called potassium phosphate.
Oh yes. Okay.
Is that right?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Potassium phosphate. So I think that's caliphos.
Yes, it's also called caliphos.
Gotcha.
Yes, or calicarbonicum. So, and different kinds of natrium carbonicum, natrium chloratum, magnesium phosphoricum. So
basically, this is all in your book. These
yes.
Do you mix them up and put them on the soil, or no?
There are in the book is a description of the several.
Yes, how to choose.
Yes, how to choose. And low diluted potencies. This is important. You have to look closely on our dosage table. Low diluted potencies have another dosage than C potencies.
Very good.
And these low diluted potencies are given daily during 3 days. So, for example, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and wait a week and make a repetition. Again, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and wait a week and make a repetition.
Interesting. And the low dilution I don't know if it's different in Germany. To me, a low dilution is like a 6x, sometimes a 3x. Okay.
Yes, that's it. We use 6x, only 6x, and the C potencies are C30, C200, seldom C1000.
I see. Right. Or we say 1M, right? I think that's 1,000. 1M. And just a reminder, Connie was looking at her book, and I just want to thank again, if you're late to the show and you're just arriving, that we're very thankful to Turning Ranch Homeopathics, who is donating a book to one of you guys who have entered the raffle. And you enter the raffle by donating to Americans for Homeopathy Choice. Any one-time donation of $10 Every $10 increment is a ticket. And also current and new Bear Pack members are entered 3 times in the raffle. So thank you, Turning Ranch Homeopathics. And this was really helpful. So fertilization then, you can look in the book to see which remedies. Have you ever heard of bioplasma, or like the cell salt that mixes all the cell salts in one?
No.
Oh, so in the United States, there's this, you can buy a cell salt and it mixes all 12 cell salts in one.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear about this.
Okay. No. So you probably wouldn't recommend then to do like bioplasma and do that just everything one time, like for your fertilization. You think really selecting individual remedies is the way to go?
Yes, that's the great advantage of homeopathy, that I can react individually.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Sometimes, seldom, we mix 2 or 3 remedies.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the severe, strong, classic homeopathic way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Hahnemann only used one single remedy.
That's right.
Not mixed. Sometimes we mixed, and we had good success for farmers, because they don't have the time to apply every second of the day. Yeah. And if they apply too often, they drive with their huge machines, and the effect is that they have a compression of the soil. To avoid, of course.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Yeah. So it's almost like you'd mix remedies if you just don't have time to do all the, the remedies that you need. Or actually, we were talking yesterday to Tanya, and sometimes if you have a serious situation and the plant is like going to die tomorrow, and you're not sure, maybe you could throw a couple at him and see what happens. So very good. So should I go to the next one?
We are through.
Oh, we're done. That's right. Yes. Okay. Well, I've really enjoyed this. Now, we were talking about in our email back and forth, I was trying to explain to Connie what a mama bear was. And she was like, what is a mama bear? And I said, it's like a woman who, if they feel their child is threatened, they come out and like, and what was it? What animal do you guys use in Germany for your lion? Yes, a lion mom. So
and the opposite is a crow mom.
Oh, say so like a mom that just doesn't worry too much?
No, a crow mom is a mom who doesn't care.
I see. Yeah. Okay. So she doesn't care at all. So you guys have your lion moms, and we have our bear moms, right? Exactly. So, and not everyone that's part of our movement is a mother. Do you have children?
Yes.
Honey? Wow. Very good. Very good.
Teenage monster, actually.
Well, good luck with that. I'm starting to enter those years. I have a 12-year-old and 1 more year left, and he's 13. So okay. It means so much to me that you came. I know it's late for both of us, right? It's 9:40, and you've stayed up tonight to spend time with us. So I hope after the show is over, you'll take some time to see the comments. Everyone watching, please give Connie a big thank you for all the time and effort that she took in preparing this show for us. And thank you so much. Thank you for all you've done. So
thank you so much too, Ivor. I appreciate your work. It's great work. I appreciate your time. And thanks to the audience, and goodbye.
Okay, thank you so much. Bye, Connie. Thank you. All right, so we just had our next show, everyone. I just loved talking to her. I think that plant homeopathy, like if I really could, I would just spend my life in my garden and go digging and enjoy that. It is one of my passions. And so I was really, really tickled to do this. One of the things, like in your head, you're like, okay, when I have time, this is what I want to do. One of the things I really think about is gardening. I love plants and I love gardening, mostly because I love harvesting the food and just like being proud of the harvest, like the plants and the vegetables and everything. So I think that Facebook group, Little Gardening with Homeopathy, is super awesome. So you guys should definitely look into that. And I just want to close up before we finish here, is I want to thank one more time our sponsors for today. If you are just coming, you know what, my PowerPoint is not working, guys. My goodness. How very strange. Okay, here we go. So I want to thank again to Dr. Ron Dushkin. He's a medical doctor in New York, and he is actually donating 10% off to 3 of you raffle prize winners. You do have to be in New York because that's the way it works over there. It's the rule. But thank you so much. You can learn more about him at drdushkin.com. He's also the current president of the American Institute of Homeopathy. Very lucky to have him. And you know, don't forget that this is our pledge drive. We're hoping to get $20,000 by the end of this pledge drive, and we're so thankful. And so, you know, this is how much we had going into the show, was just $5,700. I'm getting close to that 6,000 mark. And so tomorrow I'll update you guys. And tomorrow we actually have, thank you, Diana. She texted me because I always forget who's speaking tomorrow. We have Kathleen Sloninger. I think I butchered that, but we have her speaking tomorrow. She's a wonderful gal, and we're gonna have a great discussion. And then just real quickly, you know, we have our raffles that are going on. For every $10 increment that you donate, you get it entered in the raffle. And of course, our Bear Pack members and our active and brand new Bear Pack members are going to participate. Today, I'm highlighting one of our products, and that is our Make Your Own Homeopathy Kit. We took a lot of time and care in preparing these for you. We have this little foam in the cover that keeps them safe and secure, but these are quarter-dram vials that allows you to fill in and kind of label and make your own remedy kit. I love that about them. And then don't forget to go to our Facebook page and like and follow us, and make sure to click see us first, because we try and go live every week, unless something's going on, but we try and go live every week. And then special thank you to homeopathygear.com for helping make these wonderful, gorgeous EMF protection bags for you to throw your remedies in your purse. And then another special thanks to Om Pharma for helping us with making our kits. All right, everyone, thank you so much. I am looking forward to doing this again with y'all tomorrow. Thank you for being part of this movement. Please share this video. Please get the word out, because I know there's a lot of people out there that love our work, that love homeopathy, and don't realize that it is under threat in the United States, and we are seeking to protect it. And if we don't stand up and raise our voice, we can't help, you know, our government serve us in the way that we need them to. So before I go, I just want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for being part of this movement, for caring so much, for being such gracious, gracious people. We are an organization that is run mostly by volunteers. I know I don't get paid to do this job, and you know, we're all just working a lot for very long hours, and it's just exhausting. And we do this because we care about homeopathy. So in this pledge drive, those of you getting your raffles and everything, once it's over, be patient with us. And thank you so much for being part of this movement. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.